Hi everyone, welcome to the January 2026 Energy Outlook. January carries powerful inner union energies, deep residue clearing, and an intensification of the recalibration portal that peaks in February. Key events for January are Mercury moving into Capricorn, Chiron going direct in Aries, Venus moving into Aquarius, a new moon in Capricorn, Mercury in Aquarius, Mars moving into Aquarius, and Neptune moving into Aries. Other dominating influences this month are the Venus-Mars conjunction at the peak of the current inner union portal and the intensification of Saturn and Neptune activations ahead of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at the peak of the recalibration portal in February. Starting with the Venus-Mars conjunction, it is likely you've already been feeling the impact of this upcoming conjunction since the initiation of the Inner Union portal in September 2025. This portal will peak from January 6 to January 9 Australian Eastern Standard Time, and it is the most intense Inner Union portal since 2019. Since September, our relationship with ourselves, our authenticity, our beingness, has been shedding layers upon layers of acquired beliefs and values. Storylines and narratives have been breaking down, slowly giving way to presence. There have been multiple residue dumps as the waves of source frequencies have washed over us. It's been a little bit like birthing contractions. These residues, however, have not yet been fully resolved or released, but are still on the table for sorting, reevaluation, resolution, and release once we pass the peak and move towards the closure of this inner union portal in late February 2026. If you are consciously working on aligning with your spiritual path, you may find you've got increased awareness of the spiritual paradigm, and this will continue to intensify through the inner union portal and into February's recalibration portal. Seeking storyline or narrative answers from external sources is likely to bring an experience of dissonance, as these will pull you away from your direct connection with Source. As the dominance of the inner union portal begins to wane at the end of January, the activations of the recalibration portal, peaking with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in February 2026, will begin to be felt more intensely. These will be discussed in more depth in next month's Energy Outlook. Let's have a look at the potential impacts of the key events in January. Mercury moving into Capricorn continues the fine-tuning of communication. This has been ongoing since the Mercury frequency shift in September 2025. An increased awareness of your communication reflecting acquired beliefs and values or distorted thinking is likely, and you may find yourself testing the waters of authentically honest communication. Chiron going direct in Aries. Chiron has been in retrograde motion in Aries since July 2025. During this time, there has been an intense focus on deep cellular and quantum level cleansing. Chiron's direct motion brings the opportunity for the healing or resolution of these residues extracted during Chiron's retrograde to become a consciously active process. This will maximize the wellness benefits before Chiron moves into Taurus in June 2026. Venus moving into Aquarius brings a new lease on life. Sitting in this energy that's coming through ahead of this transit, it feels like party time. There's an expansion of playfulness, a release or relaxation of the rules, the shoulds and shouldn'ts, and a sense of rebellion. Venus in Aquarius brings the opportunity for more authentically honest self-expression. Mercury moving into Aquarius, communication becomes more playful and more direct. This is relatively short-lived, but the degree of your authenticity of your communication during this transit will have long-lasting impacts. Mars moving into Aquarius, Mars is shaking off the residues of distorted masculine frequencies, starting to follow the true heart rather than the head during this transit. There will be opportunities for the dissonance of acquired storylines of selfishness and self-centeredness that may have previously manifested as anger, irritation, frustration to be transmuted and resolved through unconditional self-love. This shift will open new doorways into self-awareness. Neptune moving into Aries. At last, dreams are backed by inspired action. Neptune is no longer mulling the inner depths, instead taking clear steps to manifest inner truth. New paths begin to open up as Neptune releases the constraints of the acquired shoulds and shouldn'ts. This is a slow process. It is a slow unfolding, but it is so, so beautiful. Saying yes to new opportunities now will set your sail for new directions for the next 10 to 15 years. Working with the VOCs. VOCs provide a pause between the activations at the end of one lunar transit and the start of another. Being aware of the activations leading into the VOC period provides an opportunity to consciously work with the activation and maximize the benefits. That's why the Working with Resonance calendar includes the VOC periods. In January, we have 7 Neptune-led VOCs. These are the final residue dumps of Neptune in Pisces frequencies before Neptune moves into Aries. So there is a lot of releasing or dumping of frequency residues from the last 15 years. We've got 2 Uranus-led VOCs in January. These are activating movement outside of your comfort zone and limiting beliefs. Uranus-led VOCs will increase over the coming months as Uranus prepares to move out of Taurus and into Gemini. We've got 1 Venus-led VOC. This is just a post-conjunction activation for the integration of elevated frequencies in preparation for moving into Aquarius. So it's kind of like an upgrade of the Venus-Mars elevation. 1 Jupiter-led VOC is bringing us an activation for integrating luck with authenticity. I can't wait to see how that unfolds. And we've also got 2 Saturn-led VOCs towards the end of the month. These are activating awareness of duality and limiting beliefs. This activation or these activations could bring frequency residues of your relationships with your parents to the surface, not necessarily negative, but just anything that's unresolved there could be coming to the surface with the Saturn-led VOCs. So that's the energy outlook for January 2026. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in the companion tools for this energy outlook, including a copy of the Working with Resonance calendar, journaling prompts workbook to maximize the benefits. I've lost my ability to speak. To maximize the benefits of the energies and activations coming through January, and some Zoom session support. They're all available in the Resonance Toolkit membership. The link will be in the description box below. Lots of love to you all. I'll see you again soon.